Hey, welcome to The Explainer. We've all thrown around the term beer belly, right? Maybe even pointed the finger at a couple of beers after a long week. But what if I told you that that bottle isn't the real enemy here? Yeah, the actual story is way more interesting. So let's just get right to it. Is beer really the bad guy when it comes to that stubborn fat around your middle? Well, the answer isn't a simple yes or no. It's actually a lot more complex, and honestly, way more useful to understand. Okay, so let's start by totally busting this whole beer belly myth. We're gonna peel back the layers and really look at what's going on inside our bodies when that waistline starts to, creep up. The thing we should actually be talking about has a name: visceral fat. Now, this isn't the soft stuff you can pinch. No, this is a hard, deep fat that actually wraps itself around your internal organs. And that's the key here. This isn't just about how you look, it's a huge signal about your internal health. This really gets to the heart of the matter. We blame the beer, but the reality, it's all about the calorie surplus. Sure, beer has calories, but it's almost never the only thing. The real issue, which countless studies have shown, is when you consistently take in more calories than you burn. It's the whole picture: your food, your drinks, your activity level, and yeah, even your genetics. And just to put the final nail in the coffin of that myth, listen to this from an expert at the Cleveland Clinic. You absolutely cannot spot reduce fat from one part of your body. You could do 1,000 crunches a day, but it won't melt belly fat on its own. It's about overall weight loss, plain and simple. Okay, so if it's not just about the beer and we can't just crunch it away, then what actually works? Now we get to the good stuff, what the science really says about how to fight that dangerous visceral fat. And here they are, 5 science-backed power moves. We're gonna dive into each one, but just take a look at this list. This isn't just one thing. It's a whole approach covering your diet, your rest, and your exercise. Think of this as your new roadmap. First up, and this one is huge: getting rid of hidden sugars. Look, we all know soda is bad, but the real trap, it's often in foods that are screaming, "I'm healthy" at you. A lot of those fat-free processed foods are just pumped full of sugar to make them taste better. All that sugar spikes your insulin, and insulin is basically the hormone that shouts, "Store fat," especially around the belly. Now for our second power move, I just want you to focus on this one number: 3.7%. So, what's that about? Well, it's the average drop in visceral belly fat that researchers saw over 5 years for every tiny 10-gram increase in daily soluble fiber. Think about that. A small, consistent change with a real, measurable impact. So how does that even work? Well, soluble fiber, the kind you get from things like oats, apples, and beans, it actually absorbs water and forms this kind of gel in your gut. This whole process slows everything down, makes you feel fuller for way longer, and naturally helps you cut back on those extra calories and cravings. Pretty cool, right? All right, power move number 3 is all about something we almost always overlook: rest. When you're stressed out or not getting enough sleep, your body goes into overdrive, producing the stress hormone, cortisol. And guess what high cortisol levels do? They're a direct signal for your body to store fat right in your midsection. So getting those 7 to 9 hours of sleep, or even just taking a walk to de-stress, it's not a luxury. It's critical for your waistline. So what's the deal with exercise? I mean, steady cardio is awesome for your heart, don't get me wrong. But if you want the real 1-2 punch for visceral fat, the science points to a combination of high-intensity interval training, that's HIIT, and strength training. HIIT just torches calories like nothing else. And building muscle, that revs up your metabolism 24/7, even when you're just sitting around. And our final power move. This one might surprise you. You ready? Eat fat to lose fat. Wait, what? Yeah, but we're talking about the good kind of fats. It's time to swap out those processed, sugary, so-called low-fat snacks for things like olive oil, nuts, seeds, and avocados. These healthy fats keep you full and satisfied, which helps control your blood sugar and tells your body it's okay. You don't need to store all that extra fat. Okay, so theory and science are great, but what does this actually look like for a real person with a real job and a real life? Let's check out how these strategies can come together and create some serious change. I want you to meet Rohan. So Rohan's starting point probably sounds pretty familiar to a lot of us. Weekend beers, late night chips, feeling kind of low on energy. But he didn't go on some crazy crash diet. He just made small, smart swaps. He cut back a bit on the beer, he added more fiber with stuff like oats and beans, and he started doing short 20-minute workouts at home. And the result, after just 8 weeks, he lost 3 inches from his waist. 3 inches. And Rohan said it best himself. He said, "Neend aur khane mein chote badlav ne mera belly fat transform kar diya." Which means small changes in sleep and food transformed my belly fat. That's so powerful because it just proves that it's the small, consistent things that add up to big results. See? Rohan's story shows that this is absolutely achievable for anyone. So now it's about you. It's time to take all this information and turn it into your own first step. A small one, a simple one. So where do you want to start? Here are 3 incredibly powerful options. Are you going to be the person who focuses on cutting out that added sugar? Or maybe you're going to prioritize adding more fiber into your meals. Or hey, maybe you're ready to commit to a simple HIIT and strength routine. You don't have to do it all, just pick one. Which one calls out to you? Because really, at the end of the day, your transformation doesn't need some massive, life-altering plan. It just starts with one small change, one new habit. So the only question left is, what's it going to be? Thanks for tuning in to this explainer.